Welcome back, friends. So in this video, we have part 2 of the guitar collage. Now, you watched me do the background in the last video, and in this one, we're going to start putting down the papers. Now, there are so much footage of this took a while, so I'm going to have a part 3. So I couldn't get it all in here without going to like probably a 2-hour video. So next week you will see the part 3. Let's get started. So in part 2, we're going to plan, and I'm hoping to save this part because I really do love it. I really hope that I can salvage it somehow. This whole side I really like a lot. I do like that this corner as well, but I can't save everything, so that's going to go. My printer's not quite 20 inches, it's only 19, but I figured this part is just extended, so I'm not really that worried. I'm going to trace this onto here, and then we're going to start to collage the guitar. And then some papers will also be added to the background, hopefully very transparent papers. Not really sure. A lot of it I'm going to just let it speak to me. So I'm not really sure how much of this I'm going to change, except that I definitely do want some circular stuff in here, but maybe not quite, this literal. So I'm going to use some transfer paper to just transfer the outer shape, just some very basic areas. I'm not going to get too crazy. Obviously, I don't care about this part because that we're just free-forming. But I do need to know where my strings are, where my horizontal shapes are. This painting will be hung vertically, but I'm going to work horizontally so that it'll fit in the video frame. All right, I'm going to just trim off this side and probably the bottom so that I can tape this to the canvas, and then we can get started. So I just wanted to, I cut some of that white off just so I can get an idea. I hate that I'm covering that up, but maybe we'll see some of it through the transparent papers. That's what I'm hoping. I'm loving that we're keeping all of this over here, even this. I mean, that's why I'm choosing to do it in this direction. Before I go and tape it all down, I need to make sure I have enough slack. Let me see how many sheets I have here. There we go. So before I tape this side down, I need to make sure I've So I'm hoping this piece of artwork is going to be a great example of being very loose and free with the background, and then planned. Hopefully it'll be a good example of a little bit of both. So as you'll see, I am just tracing around the outline. I also want to know where my strings are supposed to be, and of course where the circle area is, that bottom area there. I don't know the parts of guitar. I've never learned. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure I got all those basic areas, and I'm checking. It's very, very light, but I can see it. It's definitely transferred enough, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I don't know if you could see that, but it's a very fine line. Here's where my circle is. And Yeah, so now most of it is going to be cut with scissors, and I'm hoping that I have a lot of transparent papers that I did on medical exam paper, wet strength tissue, all of the above, and I want this to be colorful, but yet not so crazy colorful that we, you know, look like we just threw the kitchen sink at it and didn't plan very well. Oh, I just realized I didn't do the verticals. And I could just measure it. I think I'm going to do that. And I'll maybe do that when I'm ready to paint that. So I could just measure. Might actually be better. I'm just going to mark where the first one starts. And approximately where the others. We'll use a T-square and we'll do it correctly. These are some of the papers that I created specifically for this. And some of them may work. I have to really think carefully, especially papers like these, where I think the transparency is really going to show through. But I don't know, like, I think I'm going to like this one better, even though I love this paper. But this one, the texture is more subtle. And that way we don't have so much going on this thing that that we end up hating it in the end. So I'm not going to use anything this dark to start. We're going to see if we like something like that, maybe at another time. Same thing with this. I might want to add some contrast somewhere. So in some cases I want some bright, but I want subtle shifts in color. This paper is also perfect for that. This one is perfect for that. These are too thick. They would have been great, but I want really thin, transparent papers. So this one is going to be great. I might have a little too much here. I want to start cutting and laying out. Maybe we'll use that. I'm going to put all the maybes off on the side. I love the subtlety of this paper. Maybe I should have done more of that, because that might actually be, and if I have to, I will pull out the gel plate and start over. So we may not finish this today, but I wanted to at least get it started. This is maybe a little too bright. I don't want anything quite so bright, and I don't want anything too patterned either. But this might be against this background just a piece. So deli papers as well. Okay, so I just want to cut out some triangles. We're going to start with that. Okay, I'm going to cut some random triangle shapes. Okay, I'm very upset with myself because, again, you know, I get so excited and I'm so busy working, I'm in the flow. And as long as I'm talking, I think I'm recording, but I wasn't. So what was happening since I left you a second ago, I decided to just glue a couple of pieces down to see how well, I wanted to see how they, first of all, look color-wise on the canvas, and how well most of these are medical exam paper or deli papers. Now this yellow one is deli paper for sure, and very transparent, and I overlapped it in this area only, right in this area. And most of the guitar part of it, I'm going to try to keep triangles. I may see some of this, I may use some of this background, like leave one of the triangles that way. That was not originally the plan, but it's becoming the plan. But I glued a couple down to see how well these papers glue on canvas, and they glue really well. They're going to leave a nice texture, like a subtle texture. What I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to paint the dark areas, and then I am going to, I might like paint my areas here. I'm still going to go with the flow. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to cut some circles, see if I want to use the entire circle or pieces of the circle, arcs. I'm not going to let myself make a major decision like that. I was going to paint this black, but now I'm thinking I'm going to cut it out of paper. That might also be a great idea for here. Maybe I will have some dark papers. I'm not sure I want to do that, but oh, I definitely want to use this. But like I have this might actually be good for that part of the guitar. This part might be good. So I'm going to cut some rectangles too and see how they look here. This bright blue I'm definitely not using. I also, I have this one. Now this is a nice dark color. So maybe where the small stripe is, maybe I will cut that out of here. That might be nice. So I might make myself some tracing paper templates so I can cut some things out and then get more set up for as a gluing station. But we have to do a lot of cutting. Love this paper. I forgot I definitely want to use, and it's a slightly warmer, it's like a more orangey red. So I think it'll be a great addition to this. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Now let's do some more cutting. So another way I use my Deli papers is as tracing paper. No reason to have another kind of paper. Just to make a quick little cutting template. You need to keep your tape handy. Okay, let's just see if I did a good job there, and if it's a good idea. You know, I could always paint over it if I don't like it. But anyway, I'm going to keep it. But I think I didn't do a good job of tracing it. It has more of a bump here, and I think it'll read better if I. Let me redo it. It's going to be hard for me to figure out, but I think I have the feel for it, so I'm going to just go for it. Oh, I'm gluing down to the wrong thing. And maybe I will put the stripes the other way. Oh, that's much better, I think. Yes, that reads better, and I think even the horizontal lines will be good with the lines going here. Let's try this one first. If each one was 7/8 of an inch, that might be good. So that's kind of the width of my ruler. How lucky was I there? So I'm just going to go on both sides. Yeah, I think that might be good. And I'll do that all the way. And I was going to make this black. I think I still might. Up into the first one. And then I'll switch to this. I wonder how this would look on black. Okay, another experiment. See if I have a piece of black paper I could just use. All right, so here's a piece of black paper. Let's see what happens when we glue this down. I think that'll be nice on top of black. So I'm gonna paint the entire neck black, including that circle. And then we will overlay these papers that'll make them darker, and they'll be fantastic. There's nothing over here that's all that great that I have to protect or want to show through. So that's what we will do. Oh, it dries beautifully. I'm really pleased. While I'm here, and since I've got I'm going to get this down before it gets ruined. I'm going to get out the black paint. Okay, I'm just going to use some black gesso. So of course, now that I see how dark that is, thank God we're going to be putting some colored papers down here. All right, another thing I want to try are the circles. Let's see. It's like 6 1/4 on the bigger one. I think this is about 3 inches, a little more. I don't think they should be perfect, but they shouldn't be that bad. And when I overlay them, they'll fix themselves. But I love that as one of the colors. Oh yeah, that works. And if I make it uneven, it's going to be even better. So I'm only going to cut, do an alternating, what other color could I use? Sorry I'm talking randomly like this, but let me try this one. I'm going to cut another piece that overlays the two. Because I want it to be on a diagonal. I think these have to be glued down as I cut them, because if not, it's going to get really messy. On the diagonal. And then I'm going to cut another piece for here. So I'm kind of getting the difficult stuff out of the way first here. Let's see, I even like that white. So hello there. I just want to let you know I've just launched membership here on YouTube. For only $2.99 a month, you will get badges, custom emojis, early access to all videos, and creator polls where you help me decide what we're going to put on the channel. So just follow here to go to the join button, and I hope to see you there. Let's get back to the video. I don't know. I think I need to change this pencil. It's not going to show. Let's see. Completely free-formed that one. And you're going to see through it a lot, so that may or may not be good. Didn't really come out. But maybe I could piece it together. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's fun. Love the introduction of the fact that it has the stripes in it. Yeah, like that. Okay. Did I lose all my... I'm going to glue some of these down before we lose them completely. We are going to have to piece this like a puzzle at some point, so I just want to get the biggest pieces down first, and then we'll worry about the parts that have to be custom cut. We'll worry about those later. See, I love how you can see through. We're seeing that this beautiful background through the papers. So if that being the case, I think I'm going to put this one here. You know what, I might keep, like I said, some of this background as a neutral. So at this stage, I am not referring to my layout at all because I don't want to be, I don't want it to tell me where to put these triangles. I'm just using my instinct here. I don't want it to dictate to me in any way. The paper's so delicate that if it's still wet, it's easy to push it around with the brush, so it's a little tricky. And I am going to have to cut the papers, the curves. Okay, let's cut some more papers. I want to use a piece of this somewhere. I don't know. We need a lot more of this yellow paper. I have to find it. It got buried. I need some more of this color in triangles. Okay, so now I'm really getting to the nitty-gritty here. I need to make some decisions. I'm going to draw some lines, like right here. I have to make sure it's squared off. It's not completely. I'm already needing a new blade. So part of the reason why I'm needing new blade already is because I'm cutting into stuff that has glue on it, you know, gel medium, and it's getting onto the point. And then it dulls my point. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out now what to do in between. I think this almost looks like wood after you put it down over the black. Kind of has a, you know, the look of a guitar neck. Yeah, so I think that's going to be really nice. But in between, I need something more opaque. Oh, this is very exciting. I love when my ideas actually come to fruition, when they actually work. They don't always work. Make a triangle out of this. Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay, so we need something skinny. Let's see if I can eyeball it. Close enough. Oh, how beautiful that is. So if I try to make all of my pieces that go off the edge small like that, then I can easily, you know, just cut along that edge. And so I could also use pieces of this to fill in areas like this. So I probably didn't mention this, but this was initially an idea that I have for a large painting. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And there's actually going to be a hand reaching in from the side that will have fabric mosaic. At least that's, I don't know. I keep thinking maybe that's not really necessary, but I'm not sure. So initially the idea was to cut this with scissors. These papers are way too thin to cut with scissors. I'm finding that you just can't, you can't expect to do that. It's just not. So I'm trying to think about how I can make this stand out more. Definitely all this darkness here is a problem. So do I want to put more of this yellow over here to really brighten it up, or find something else? See what happens when the blade gets dull? And I just changed it. So let's try it again, very lightly. If I go lightly over it a couple of times, I can maybe get away with using the blade a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Does this fit over here? I don't like that. So I need to use a little bit more of this paper that has that little bit of purple on this side. Just kind of bring that over here. Now the papers that cut really easily are the Deli papers. I haven't had any problems with even a dull blade. They are definitely sturdy papers. The Deli paper that I'm using. I can't talk about others, but the one that I use, it holds up really well and cuts very easily. But when it's wet, you still have to be careful with it. See, right now this part's wet. Well, it's all wet, but I had that strip. It's gone. Probably find it on the floor later. Okay, so I'm going to use, again, the width of my ruler as a guide. So I wanted a little bit more variation in color here, but I'm just so happy with the way that that looks that I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so I need to like sleep on this a little bit because I might want to change my mind tomorrow. I might want to make some I'm thinking I need to make this background lighter. I need a little bit more white. So do I do that with transparent white paper? Not sure, but it always helps to sleep on it. So this is the way it's going to hang on the wall, like this. I just need to, I need to look at it for a while. But I'm loving the way this came out. I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. You know, once we get this curve finished, it'll read more like a guitar, and I'm loving the neck. The neck came out great. And it will be even better after the stripes are in and everything. It has to dry really good. So I will also look to see if maybe overnight, if when I come in, like probably on Monday morning, I'm going to see if maybe I need to make some more papers too. I don't know. Might be that I need to make some more papers. So next week I will have part 3 for you, and we will finally get this thing finished. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to create, inspire, and share. Bye-bye.